For years, the narrative around Chinese SUVs was simple: cheap but fragile. If you bought one, you were rolling the dice on safety and longevity. That era is over. In 2026, Chinese manufacturers are not just matching global standards. In some cases, they are setting them. We analyze crash test data from Euro NCAP and ANCAP, scrutinized long-term reliability reports, and dug into owner satisfaction scores across Europe, the Middle East, and Australia. The result is a list of 10 vehicles that prove you do not have to sacrifice peace of mind for value. Let us look at the data right now. Starting at number 10, we have the Jetour T2. You might know this as the Traveler in some markets. This is the SUV for people who want the Land Rover Defender aesthetic, but need Toyota reliability on a budget. What makes this trustworthy is not just the boxy look, it is the engineering beneath the skin. Jetour built this on a unibody frame reinforced with 80% high-strength steel, boasting a torsional stiffness of 31,000 Newton-meters per degree. That is serious structural integrity. Mechanically, it relies on a proven 2.0-liter turbocharged engine, paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. But the real confidence booster here is the XWD fully automatic intelligent four-wheel drive system supplied by BorgWarner. This is not experimental proprietary tech. It is an industry-standard system known for durability. In markets like the UAE and Russia, where heat and rough terrain destroy lesser cars, the T2 has maintained exceptional owner satisfaction scores. It offers a weighting depth of 700 millimeters and approach angles that actually handle off-roading. You get a locking differential and a chassis that feels substantial. It is not the most refined ride on this list, but for sheer mechanical robustness per dollar, the Jetour T2 earns its spot as the rugged value play you can actually rely on. It is a tool, not a toy. At number 9, we move to a vehicle that feels familiar for a reason, the Lynk Co 08. If you are skeptical about Chinese engineering, this is your gateway drug. Lynk Co is a joint venture between Geely and Volvo, and the 08 rides on the CMA Evo platform. That means you are getting Swedish safety DNA wrapped in a sharper, more modern package. The structural crashworthiness here is identical to what you would expect from a Volvo XC60. Powering this SUV is the EMP Extended Range Electric Hybrid System. It combines a 1.5-liter turbo engine with 3 electric motors. The result is reliable performance with a combined range exceeding 1,200 kilometers on the CLTC cycle. But reliability is not just about the engine starting, it is about the electronics not crashing. The 08 uses 2 Dragon Eagle 1 chips to run its Flyme auto operating system. Unlike earlier infotainment systems that lagged and froze, this interface is buttery smooth and stable. You also get a 92-inch augmented reality head-up display that actually works without glitching. It passed the rigorous China Insurance Automotive Safety Index with top marks in occupant safety and pedestrian protection. You are buying European engineering standards at a price point that makes the German competition sweat. This is a very solid choice. Number 8 brings us to the forefront of electric vehicle technology, the Xpeng G9. While many startups promise big numbers and deliver vaporware, Xpeng has delivered a flagship that is robust, safe, and incredibly fast to charge. This SUV is built on an 800-volt silicon carbide platform. Why does that matter for trust? Because it means consistent, cool running during high-speed charging. You can add 200 kilometers of range in just 5 minutes at a compatible charger. That reduces the strain on the battery cells over the long term. The G9 achieved a full 5-star safety rating from Euro NCAP, scoring remarkably high in adult occupant protection. It is not a fragile gadget, it is a fortress. The chassis features dual-chamber air suspension, a feature usually reserved for cars costing twice as much, providing ride quality that isolates you from broken pavement. But the real standout is the XNGP driver assistance system. While we often worry about software glitches in modern electric vehicles, Xpeng's autonomous stack is widely regarded as the most capable and stable system in China, rivaling Tesla's full self-driving in complexity, but with a track record of cautious, predictable behavior. With a solid warranty structure and a growing presence in European markets like Norway and the Netherlands, the G9 proves that high-tech features can be dependable daily drivers. It just works. Number 7 addresses the biggest trust issue facing electric vehicle buyers today: long-term battery health. The NIO ES6 completely bypasses this problem through engineering and infrastructure. While other manufacturers ask you to hope your battery lasts 8 years, NIO allows you to swap it out in 3 minutes. This is the second-generation ES6 built on the NT 2.0 platform, and it is the backbone of their lineup for a reason. You are not marrying a degrading chemical pack. You are subscribing to a perpetually refreshed energy network. Beyond the battery as a service model, the car itself is a structural marvel. The chassis utilizes a hybrid construction of high-strength aluminum alloy and carbon fiber, achieving a torsional stiffness that rivals high-end German sports cars. This rigidity translates to a squeak-free, solid driving experience even after 50,000 kilometers of hard use. In Euro NCAP testing, the ES6 achieved a 5-star rating with a 93% score for adult occupant protection. The braking system is equally over-engineered, featuring Brembo 4 piston calipers that bring this heavy SUV to a halt from 100 kilometers per hour in just 33.9 meters. When you buy a NIO, you are buying into a service ecosystem that removes the single most expensive risk of electric vehicle ownership, and that is a massive confidence builder. At number 6, we have the Hongqi EHS9. If you want to understand why this vehicle is on a trust list, you have to look at its pedigree. Hongqi is the oldest automaker in China, historically reserved for high-ranking government officials and visiting heads of state. They do not build fragile cars because they cannot afford the embarrassment. The EHS9 is their flagship export, a 5.2-meter Leviathan that has surprisingly dominated the luxury electric SUV charts in Norway. Why Norway? Because the cold climate there destroys lesser electric vehicles, but the Hongqi thrives. This vehicle is built like a bank vault. It features a 99 or 120 kilowatt-hour battery pack protected by a multi-layer armor casing designed to withstand severe underbody impacts. Despite weighing over 2.7 tons, it secured a 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating, proving that its massive grille and upright stature are supported by modern crumple zones, not just old-school steel. The suspension is a double wishbone setup at the front and a multi-link rear, supported by air springs that act as a buffer against road imperfections. Owners report that the build quality of the interior, the leathers, the wood grain, the switchgear, holds up remarkably well over time. It is an imposing, heavy-duty machine designed to transport VYPs in absolute silence and safety, and that over-engineering makes it a uniquely reliable choice in the luxury segment. Number 5 is a vehicle you might not have heard of yet, but you need to know: the Geely Galaxy E5. This is the SUV that brings premium safety technology down to a mass-market price point. Geely owns Volvo. For the Galaxy E5, They used their new GEA Global Intelligent New Energy Architecture. But the real headline here, and the reason it sits in the middle of our list, is the Aegis Short Blade Battery. This is a lithium iron phosphate battery that Geely claims is virtually indestructible. During development, this battery pack was subjected to extreme torture tests, including being pierced by 8 steel needles simultaneously and fired upon with a musket, without catching fire or exploding. That is a level of thermal stability that makes standard lithium-ion packs look volatile. The battery is integrated directly into the body structure using cell-to-body technology, which increases the vehicle's torsional stiffness to nearly 30,000 Newton-meters per degree. This integration protects the occupants during side impact collisions better than traditional frame rails alone. The Galaxy E5 also comes standard with a Flyme Auto cockpit system that runs on a 7-nanometer automotive-grade chip, ensuring the software remains responsive for the life of the car. It is a pragmatic, incredibly safe family hauler that uses chemistry and physics to guarantee your safety rather than just relying on software sensors. It is arguably the safest battery technology currently on the road in 2026. Coming in at number 4 is the Li Auto L9. This vehicle has single-handedly redefined the family SUV segment in China, earning the nickname the Dad Car. But marketing aside, the L9 is an engineering fortress. It is an extended-range electric vehicle, abbreviated EREV. This means it has a large 44.5 kilowatt-hour battery for daily driving, backed up by a 1.5-liter, 4-cylinder, turbocharged engine that acts solely as a generator. This layout eliminates range anxiety completely. If the battery dies, you just add gas and keep driving. The reliability of this system has been proven over millions of customer kilometers. Safety is the core of the L9's engineering philosophy. The body structure is composed of 80% high-strength steel, with thermoformed boron steel making up the A pillars and B pillars to prevent cabin intrusion during rollovers. In the rigorous CIASI crash tests, the L9 achieved the highest possible G rating in occupant safety, pedestrian safety, and assistance systems. It features a redundant perception system, including a 128-line LiDAR sensor and dual NVIDIA Orin X chips capable of 508 trillion operations per second. This massive computing power ensures that the automatic emergency braking and lane-keeping systems are hyper-vigilant. The air suspension, often a failure point in luxury cars, is designed with durability in mind and backed by an 8-year warranty in domestic markets. The L9 is trustworthy because it anticipates every worst-case scenario, from running out of power to a highway collision, and has a mechanical or digital backup plan ready to deploy. Number 3 is the Zeekr 7X. This is not just a fast SUV, it is a masterclass in structural engineering built on Geely's sustainable experience architecture. The C platform is the same billion-dollar foundation used by Lotus and Polestar, giving the 7X a mechanical pedigree that is undeniable. But Zeekr takes safety engineering to an obsessive level. The chassis features a rear-end safety cage reinforced with 2,000 megapascals of ultra-high-strength steel. To put that in perspective, that is the kind of material usually found in submarine hulls, ensuring the cabin remains intact even during severe rear-end collisions. The most impressive trust factor, however, is the Intelligent Active Defense System. In the split second before a side impact, the air suspension instantly raises the vehicle body to direct the crash energy into the reinforced side sills, rather than the weaker door panels. This is active safety protecting you in a way static steel cannot. Under the floor, it runs on an 800-volt architecture, with Zeekr's in-house Golden Brick battery technology. We talk about this for charging speed, but it also means the system runs cooler and more efficiently, reducing thermal stress on high-voltage components over years of ownership. Zeekr has proven that high performance does not have to come at the cost of fragility. It is a precision instrument built to last, backed by a supply chain that serves the world's most demanding luxury brands. At number 2, we have the AITO M9. This is what happens when a manufacturing giant partners with a technology superpower. Built by Seres with full technology integration from Huawei, the M9 represents a shift in how cars are physically assembled. It uses a 9,000-ton integrated die casting machine to stamp the entire rear floor assembly as a single piece. That replaces more than 200 individual parts and 1,400 weld points. Fewer welds mean fewer potential failure points, and a body structure that holds its rigidity long after the warranty expires. The chassis also uses 80% of its volume in aluminum alloy, reducing weight while maintaining superior corrosion resistance compared to traditional steel frames. The brain of this vehicle is equally trustworthy. It runs on Huawei Harmony OS 4.0, and the system integration is flawless. Unlike legacy automakers struggling with buggy software, the M9 operates with the stability of a flagship smartphone. Its ADS 2.0 intelligent driving system relies on high-precision LiDAR and neural networks that have learned from millions of kilometers of driving data. It does not just react to accidents, it predicts them. The M9 constantly monitors its surroundings with a level of vigilance no human driver can maintain. When you combine industrial-grade structural casting with nuclear submarine-grade, hot-formed steel across the A and B pillars, you get a vehicle that defines modern reliability. It is a rolling fortress of tech that actually works, setting a new standard for what a smart SUV should be. And finally, the #1 Chinese SUV you can trust in 2026 is the BYD Sealion 7. While other brands on this list are impressive, BYD earns the top spot through sheer vertical integration and global scale. They manufacture every critical component in-house: the motors, the semiconductors, the software, and most importantly, the battery. This means there is no finger-pointing between suppliers if something goes wrong. The quality control is absolute, from raw material to finished product. The Sealion 7 is built on the E-Platform 3.0 EVO, featuring the latest iteration of the Blade battery. This lithium iron phosphate pack is integrated directly into the chassis using cell-to-body technology. This turns the battery into a load-bearing structural member, significantly increasing torsional rigidity and frontal crash protection. The innovation continues with the world's highest speed production motors, spinning at 23,000 RPM, proving that BYD has mastered materials science to prevent wear at extreme performance levels. Furthermore, its intelligent thermal management system utilizes a heat pump that operates efficiently even at -30 degrees Celsius, ensuring reliability in the harshest winters. Because BYD sells millions of vehicles globally, the Sealion 7 has been torture-tested in every climate, from the Scandinavian Arctic to the Australian outback. Parts availability is robust, service networks are established, and the mechanicals are proven. It delivers 5-star safety, a battery that can survive a nail penetration test without smoking, and a build quality that rivals the best of Japan. It is the new global benchmark for a reason. The data is clear. The days of questioning the reliability of top-tier Chinese SUVs are behind us. These 10 vehicles prove it through rigorous engineering, advanced manufacturing, and massive tech investment. China is now building some of the most dependable cars on the road. If you want to stay ahead of the curve with more data-driven automotive analysis, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments which one you would trust with your family. And if you want to know the best-selling cars of 2025, watch this video next.